get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family's straight. Gotta make sure that my kids and me. Gotta make sure that.
Welcome to another episode of Drinking After Dark, a podcast where we discuss random topics while having a few drinks. I'm your host, Darius, and as always, drink responsibly. And y'all make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to Drinking After Dark podcast YouTube channel. Tonight, I'm not drinking on anything tonight, man. I'm just drinking on some Gatorade right now. Uh, it's been pretty hot, so I'm just gonna drink on some Gatorade tonight. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hoping having a great week. There's something I want to talk about. Uh, this is kind of like this is pretty sad for me. Okay, y'all know I'm a sports fan and everything like that. Uh, Mainly I watch basketball and football, but no, I do pay attention to all sports, especially we have the Olympics um right now, so I'm tuning in to what's going on. But uh this is like it's really sad because we're coming to an end of an era. What do I mean? TNT's inside the NBA pretty much would this will be their last season. Charles Barkley has already said that he was going to retire after the season from television and stuff like that. So he's going to retire after that. Um, but yeah, this is going to be TNT's last season. Obviously, you have Shaq, Ernie, Kenny, and Chuck. Uh, I would say the best show on television. The best show on television. Um, and TNT screwed this up. They screwed this up, and I remember I heard I was watching the Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Chris Broussard, obviously, I guess he's on vacation. So Rob Parker had a special guest. They were talking about this um, particular topic, and Rob pretty much blamed the NBA, right? Uh, that they didn't renew his contract with TNT. I'm gonna take it a different route. I'll blame TNT and the head of the company. I don't know if it's TNT or if it's like the parent company, but what has happened, he came out earlier this year saying that we don't need the NBA. And he said it on record. Excuse me. Said it on record that we don't need the NBA. Well, recently they put in their bid, I think it was around like $2.1 billion or something like that. They put in their bid, um, and the NBA rejected it. Because they heard what this guy said, saying we don't need the NBA, and yet you want to put it in the bid, think you're gonna retain it because the best show you have on your network, TNT, is TNT Inside the NBA, which a lot of people watch. Especially, if it's a great game people want to see, they'll tune in and watch it. But if it's not a game that people really want to tune in and watch, guess what? They can watch Inside the NBA and they can be entertained that way while they go over the highlights and talk about whatever it is that they talk about, right? So it really does hurt the fan itself because that guy screwed up. I don't know his name. I probably should have looked it up. Who made the comment? But he screwed it up. He screwed it up, and now we're coming to the last season of Inside the NBA, which has been on for decades. Okay, obviously you're not gonna find a better cast on any television, right? Whether it's scripted, whether it's reality, sports show, political show, whatever you want to call it, you will never find a better cast than Shaq, Ernie, Kenny, Chuck. Period. right? Because one thing about it with this particular show is that yeah, they'll talk basketball and everything like that, but at the same time, they go off and discuss other things too, right? Some of my favorite memories from the show is when Shaq, I don't know what comes into his brain. Him and Kenny was discussing about the amount of gas you put in a particular car. Y'all could go on YouTube and find that. It was extremely funny. What's closest to the moon? Shaq brought that up. Obviously, the back and forth between Charles and Shaq. Um, when they get to arguing and stuff like that. Must see TV. Uh, I remember they did a skit on LeBron James when y'all remember that time where he did his whole announcement thing, free agency. I think it's around 2010, and he did his whole production and just to say he was going to Miami, and yet they did a skit of it because Charles Barkley was always telling LeBron James come on home because he was starting to ball out, telling him come on home and everything. And they did a sketch around that. Pretty funny and everything like that. Obviously you're gonna miss Chuck's guarantee. Anytime he guarantees a team to win, usually they lose. Uh his I mean, the most memorable thing on the show is Charles Barkley's uh beef with San Antonio women in a sense. But it was all in fun and games and stuff like that. They they're going to be missed. They're definitely going to be missed. You ain't gonna find another crew, and this is why I think a lot of times, people talk about the NBA. Obviously, they pretty much renewed their deal with Disney. Y'all don't know Disney owns a lot of things, including ABC and ESPN. Which when you see the NBA games, like you see them on ABC, ESPN. Oh, you see that? NBC. NBC, it's coming back to NBC. If y'all like me who grew up watching the game, y'all remember uh NBA on NBC. Y'all remember that uh that theme music. If they I hope they bring that theme music back. They cannot do it without that theme music. If you're gonna bring it back to NBC, you gotta bring back the theme music. That's the only way it's gonna be right. And it's gonna be on Amazon. Pretty sure Amazon Prime and stuff like that. Obviously, if y'all don't know, if y'all have like Max, formerly known as HBO Max, is cut it down to Max. You can actually get the games on there. Uh, so it's uh it's gonna be sad to see the NBA leave Turner because the reason why people watch the NBA games is so they could really just tune in and watch Inside the NBA on TNT. Right? And we saw a lot of changes across different networks. You're like, why did they make that change? Right? Go to ESPN. Jeff Van Gundy, Mark Jackson, Mike Breen. That trio on ESPN was the best trio ESPN had, especially when it came to the finals, primetime games. That trio was like, in terms of color commentary at the game, listening to them, the best that's out there, right? And obviously we had some great commentators like Hubie Brown is one of the best to ever do it. Who else? You have some former players, former coaches that's really great on commentating, color commentating on the game, play by play and all that stuff. But there's nothing like inside the NBA. Nothing like it. We've seen other networks trying to duplicate what they're doing. Listen, you can't duplicate that. You just can't. And it's really gonna be sad to see them go. And I wonder what they're gonna do with this season. I know Charles Barkley said, "Hey, we're gonna, you know, what they gonna do? What I mean, they're just gonna let it all hang out." Um, Again, I wish TNT. the head of TNT. I don't know if somebody told him like, dude, you're making a big mistake and everything because even after you try to put a bid in, they're like, we remember what you said, and the answer is no. We're not going to accept your bid. And now he wants to take it to the courts and all of that. Pretty much going to lose. I know people are like blaming Adam Silver and everything like that. He's not the one you need to blame because all he had to do was put. Because you got to remember, it was this like the same. It was the same amount as who was it? Was it Amazon? It was like 2.1 billion, something like that. It was around the same offer, but he rejected. They rejected that offer because they remembered what the dude said. And like I said, you might say it privately, but you can't put it on record where that everybody know what you said because it came from your mouth. It's on record that you said that, and it came back and bit him. It came back and bit him, and now it's pretty much over. It's pretty much over. I don't know what TNT is going to do next. If y'all remember, they used to show the games on TBS too. I don't know if y'all remember those days where they used to show NBA games on TBS. So it's in a way you kind of wish they would have kept it on TNT. But like I said, everything comes to an end at some point. Um, it's going to be a new adjustment. I know for a lot of older people, like older millennials and generations before us who watched the game that remember the games being on NBC, me being one of them, uh, especially during Jordan's era in the '90s and everything like that. I'm excited to see how they're gonna bring it back on NBC. Um, Especially you have Bob Costas and everything like that uh, at the head of it. But truth of the matter is that it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's. I mean, I don't know what I don't know what they're gonna do. Hopefully, they'll do like a weekly show, just like a podcast or something, just where they talk about whatever they want to talk about, NBA wise throughout the week, and some other things on the podcast. Obviously, with technology, they don't have to be in a studio like that. They could just be in their own homes, use their phone, laptop, anything that could record with a camera. Uh, they could do it that way. So, nobody wants to see this group in, even if it's not inside the NBA, it could be something completely different that they do on a weekly basis, maybe for like an hour or so in the comforts of their own home. Who knows? It could possibly happen. But as of right now, as we know it, inside the NBA will no longer be with us after this upcoming up season. So I know a lot of people going to tune in. I mean, every week, they people tune in anyway. But this is going to be one of those moments where we have to we pretty much have to accept it that it's no longer going to be here. Just like when I remember when NBC didn't get the rights in the NBA, right? A lot of people was upset about that, but over a while you get so used to it, it becomes the new normal. It's the same thing. Now you got Amazon that's in the play now. I don't know how that's going to really work. I understand the whole Disney situation. They got ESPN and ABC. Um, Obviously NBC coming back in. They Here's the thing about that. A lot of people don't know this. So NBC owns Peacock. So if you want to watch like the Sunday night football and all that stuff, if you have Peacock, if you're paying like the $6 a month for Peacock, or was it $6.99? Well, I have Peacock, so it's like $5.99. So if you pay Peacock, you can actually get like Sunday night football on Peacock, right? This might be the same thing. Like they're really trying to sell the Peacock to us and be like, "Hey, you can watch these games on Peacock." Hey, I mean, I understand that aspect. Amazon, I don't get it. Is it like through Prime? They're trying to do Amazon Prime. I mean, I don't understand it at all. You know what I mean? I don't understand it at all. But they put in their bid, and they're bidding, in their Amazon. They're a major company, so they can do what they want to do. So it's coming. It's over with, man, and sad to see it go. But like all great things, at some point it comes to an end. Uh, I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna tune in. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. All the sports fans, y'all let me know how y'all feel about uh inside the NBA. Pretty much going off the air. Going off the air. I don't know what they're gonna replace it with. I don't know if they're gonna keep sports in their package because I know they also have like baseball and stuff like that too. Uh, but we know in this country, football and basketball, two the two biggest generating sports. So just go with that, and you know that is how it is. All right. Staying on the sports topic, we got to talk about uh WNBA. They had their All Star game, and this obviously they've been doing this. It's basically the All Star game they have is the WNBA All Stars versus Team USA, in preparation for the Olympics. Obviously, uh, I would say this: start off with the skills challenge and everything like that. I know a lot of people was disappointed in Caitlin Clark for not participating in the 3-point shootout. Uh, she her reasoning is that she's been no, she's a little fatigued and everything like that. If anybody knows how the WNBA season work, they pretty much, especially for rookies, they go straight from college to the pros very quickly. There's no transitional period. It's like you get drafted, you in camp, preseason and season starts. So it's a very quick turnaround for the rookies. Um, but it would have been nice just to see her in the 3-point shooting contest. But she could do it next year, and stuff like that. I kind of wish that y'all remember in the NBA All Star game, NBA All Star Saturday, where they had the special 3-point contest between Steph and Sabrina. I wish that they kind of would have done the same thing in the WNBA. Bring a NBA player, it could have been an NBA All Star or something like that, who was a good 3-point shooter that could compete and just have them compete on that level. Um, but obviously the skills challenge, that night was pretty cool. Obviously it's in Vegas, so that was pretty cool to witness that. But let's get to the All-Star game. Uh WNBA All-Star team versus Team USA. Um and we all know there's been a lot of talk about certain players not being on Team USA, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and there's one that's going to pop up. One that's going to pop up, and I'll get to her in a second because I mean I'm gonna be honest with you. Watching her play, the fact that she ain't on Team USA, what is I'm starting to question their process. Now I'm not saying that nobody on Team USA doesn't deserve to be on there, but I'm starting to question like, yeah, I mean, some few of those women have done it a few times already. Now let's get the new crop in there. But I'll talk about that. But uh I would say this particular game clearly was better than the NBA All-Star game. If I'm an NBA All-Star, NBA player, I'm looking at this WNBA All-Star game. This is what people want to see. They want to see the best of the best compete. And nobody wanted to see a clown show. That's what the All Star game, the NBA All Star game was. It was a clown show, right? Guys just going through the motion, easy dunks. I mean, when you got like 4 or 5 people putting up 30 plus points on the same team, it's kind of like, what is this really? And then the fact that you have these guys go harder playing pickup games in the summer than they do with stupid. But this game was a competitive game, close game. The WNBA All Stars, uh, they won. They beat Team USA in the close game and stuff like that. And it happened before. It happened before where the WNBA All Stars beat Team USA, and but I think what you saw was what really stood out about this game was not only the competitive nature, which people want to see. They want to see the best go against the best. Yeah, you can put on the show in the beginning, but also too, you want to come out here and win too. You want to prove like, yeah, I'm the best. So I have to say this: if there's a player that deserves to be on the team on Team USA, and I get it, she took her name out of it because of politics, which I mean, unfortunately, politics is in everything, in every field, every company. Politics is politics, right? But let me see if I can. I can't even say her name properly. I was practicing. I can't say her name. Uh, definitely can't say her name. So we gonna. I'm gonna have to because I don't know how to say her name. But she came out there and balled. I mean, like draining threes, pull up threes, step back threes, floaters. I mean, one of the quickest releases I've seen in basketball. Period. Let me see if I could get this name right real quick. Uh, okay, I'm probably not gonna can't say the I can't even say her name. Let me see. Arike. Is it Arike? Arike. Now her last name, I really don't want to screw it up. It's Ogunbowale. I I know her first name is Enrique. I can't say that last name. I don't want to embarrass myself, and I don't want to embarrass her. But uh, I mean, she came out and she balled, especially in that second half. Um, she balled in this game, and definitely she should have been on Team USA. Uh, she she dropped her, took her name out the basically she didn't want to deal with the politics of it all. She had 34 points in this game, and I'm telling you, she should have been on Team USA. Everybody talk about Angel Reese and Kayla Clark. She should have been in the WNBA All Star game, and she didn't. If the viewership peaked a lot, over 4 million for this particular game. Um, yeah, I mean it's coming and everything like that. Obviously, some other stuff with it as well. But this goes to show you that there's talent all the way around. There's talent all the way around, and some people won't get picked. Obviously, it's a team thing, so you got to find the right pieces that's going to fit and play well together. But she could have easily been on this team. You talking about a spark plug? She could have been on this team. They need scoring. She's the one that could have, even just coming off the bench, she could have put up 15 to 20 points off the bench easily. If they struggling to get offense, she's the one that you need to, get. But again, who you gonna take off? Whatever their process is in selecting these players, maybe they need to go back and reevaluate and everything, because now the biggest thing is this, right? Here's the biggest thing. In 92, when the Dream Team came about, don't get me wrong, we know the NBA had influence over who's going to be on this Dream Team. Don't get me wrong, they had influence because they looking at this from this standpoint. This is how they look at it. They're trying to build a global brand. That's what the WNBA probably should have thought about. How could have got more involved and build the league into a global brand? You know, yes, we get it, but unfortunately, you got players that can bring attention to the game, and without them on that global stage, again, there was three. Obviously, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, viewership, exposure. But Rika, I mean, come on. She is a beast. She is a beast, and she needs to be on that team. Okay. Definitely needs to be on that team. So WNBA, I mean not WNBA, but Team USA, Women's Team USA, get it together. Get it together. Y'all not gonna lose the gold anyway. So why not try to expose give the league more exposure while going for the gold? That's all I'm saying. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in with me tonight. Um, there was something I really wanted to talk about, but I think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna try to get some guests on here to talk to me about that. Talk with me about this particular topic that I want to talk about, but hopefully we'll get it to you next time. Again, make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Don't forget hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, you can listen to Drinking After Dark Podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, man, y'all could check it out there. All right. Until next time, I'm Darius and I'm out. Peace.
Gotta get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family's straight.